So let's review what we reported last night. If you're BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge members, you can get a transcript of this free, and you can then watch the program anytime you want. So if you missed last night's, it's worth going in and watching it. So as we reported, and as you probably know, this whole case started in 2018. Donald Trump president, William Barr attorney general. All right? And it was based in Delaware, where Hunter Biden resided. The U.S. attorney appointed by Trump, David Weiss, was in charge of the case. All right. Fast forward to the election. There's Weiss. Fast forward to the election of 2020. Trump loses, Biden wins. But there's a transition period between Election Day and the inauguration. Bill Barr quits. All right, resigns as Attorney General. But before he goes, and he has been supervising the Hunter Biden investigation for 2 years, he says, don't worry about it, under control, doesn't need a special counsel. I'm not going to appoint one. We ran that soundbite last night. Important for you to understand that. So Barr walks out the door and he says, everything's under control. We're investigating honestly. We'll find out what happened. Okay. In the middle of 2022, now we're leaping a year and a half, all right, from Inauguration Day. Merrick Garland is the Attorney General now. In the middle of 2022, Weiss in Delaware has now been on this case almost 4 years, assembles information and says, I need the cooperation of 2 other U.S. attorneys, one in Washington, D.C., all right? And that man's name is Graves, okay? And one in California, that man's name is Martin Estrada, okay? So Matthew Graves is the bald guy, Estrada is the other guy. He needs cooperation from these 2 because money from foreign concerns, Romania, Ukraine, and China, flowed into Hunter Biden's pocket in D.C. and California. So we asked them, let's partner up on this and we'll get the whole big picture. Unbelievably, and I mean that word literally, Matthew Graves and Martin Estrada say, no, we're not going to help you. Now, their boss, Merrick Garland, could have stopped that dead and said, yeah, you help Weiss. He's asking for your help. You help him. Garland didn't do that. So Graves and Estrada, they don't cooperate. They don't look into it. They don't do anything, leaving David Weiss in charge. Okay. So then earlier this week, I get wind that Matthew Graves' wife, Fatima Graves, has visited the Biden White House 28 times. 28 times. This is according to visitor logs. Now, the reason we got onto this is because we're tracking Alexander Soros. And we'll have more on that on Monday. Because he's in the White House like every day. So Fatima Graves goes to the White House 28 times. She got no government job. Now, she's an activist, very far left activist, okay? Gives a lot of money to Democrats. And her husband does too, Matthew Graves. So Fatima is in the White House. So we want to know why. What is all this? Nothing. We can't find out. Nobody will tell us why she's there 28 times. Suspicions rise. Now, the House Oversight Committee, Ways and Means, they need to call Fatima Graves in under oath. What were you doing there? 28 times. I suspect, I can't prove it, and I could be wrong. I want to repeat that. I can't prove it, and I could be wrong. That Fatima Graves is a conduit bringing information from the Merrick Garland White House, Justice Department, to Biden in the White House, Biden's people. Not Biden himself, but Biden's people. Conduit, carrying messages back and forth about the Biden investigation, of course. Remember, Matthew Graves and Attorney General Garland work in the same building in D.C. So you can't put it in writing. You can't call because those calls are taped. You got to send somebody back and forth. Right? Okay. So then we are stuck. But again, I'll find out. But I need Comer and Jordan and the others in the House investigating this to subpoena Fatima Graves. I can't subpoena the woman. Biden White House is not going to give you anything. But she could come in. What is she going to do? She can't take the fifth. If she did, that would be shocking. Although I don't think the corporate media would cover it even then. Now, I also got a lot of letters from last night's program about Bill Barr, the Republican, staunch Republican. And why would he not take aggressive action in trying to find out how much money came in from Romania, Ukraine, and China to the Biden family? Why would he just be so casual about it? It's all right. Why? All right. So you may remember that on June 21st, I interviewed former Assistant U.S. Attorney General Jeff Clark, who worked under Trump. Here's what Clark said about Barr. But why would Barr want to give cover to his political enemies?
Because I don't really think that they are his political enemies, Bill. I think that we're living essentially under a kind of uniparty apparatus in the United States. And I think that Barr is part of that uniparty apparatus, right? There's a kind of, red team, blue team sort of thing going on of, we're Republicans, we wear R's on our shirts versus D's, going on. But they're largely cooperative on lots of major issues, like a lot of the massive intelligence state we have now in the wake of 9/11, of all the warmongering that's going on, as we see with a lot of the support for Ukraine. And, I think Barr is in that mold.
Now, again, this is speculation, and I could be wrong, but it makes sense. Bill Barr got a lot of money to write a book, put the book out, was booked, promoting the book on all the liberal shows. Okay? If you go against the progressive orthodoxy in this country, you get book contracts canceled. You don't get on the Today Show. You don't get on Colbert. So Barr, knowing he's going to make millions, I don't know if it's millions, but it's a lot, from a book, goes out and goes, I'm not going to really attack the Bidens. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm gone. I'm going to make as much money as I can based upon my government service, but I'm not alienating the new regime. I'm guessing, but it's plausible. And that's a memo. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.